Have you seen it? And some people will know what I'm talking about here. Something's happened. Something's happened that's just... I can see why some people saw the humor, because they knew the rage within me was coming, you know. Because, like, if you've followed my channel and stuff, and, you know, kind of seen this little kind of world that we've all shared and built and got to know each other and stuff, I get how it's funny. I get how you can rib your friends and stuff and push their buttons a little bit and laugh. You know, it's all in fun. You know, actually, if you can't get joked around with like that, you know, they're not really your friends and stuff. You know, you got to be able to give it and take it and stuff. But something's hit to where, like, you know, DC Comics I don't think is my friend, and I don't think they have the right to rib me like this. Comic books are interesting because, you know, some of you guys that have watched my channel for a while and stuff, and have always, you know, heard me talk and stuff. You know, I've read comics since at least 1977, since I was like 4, you know. And one of the first comics I read, you know, Jack Kirby scared the hell out of me, and I kind of rediscovered his stuff as I got older and everything, because, you know, his style and art and the things he put in there just scared the hell out of me when I was a kid, you know. And then as I got older and stuff, you know, I read some comic books, and you actually learn things in comic books, okay? Like, one of the first things, I read this when I was 6, okay? Okay, this came out in 1979. I remember reading it, and I was just loving comics and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, you know, they put in a real, you know, physics term here, or astronomical term, or who knows. But, you know, Reed Richards tells them that they traveled thousands of parsecs and stuff. And there's a little editorial in the editor's note down here. It says 1 parsec equals 19.2 trillion miles. Marv Wolfman. Then I was like, wow, you can learn science in comic books, you know. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, didn't, like, Han Solo make the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs? What does that mean? It sounds like a unit of time. I don't know. You know, so, you know, you pick up little things in there. And then, like, it was really cool because, like, in, like, Starman number 35, years later, 1991, Starman had taken off into space. And space is big, you know. He's just out there on his own, just flying around. And Peter David's doing this, and it is just so funny because he kind of shares a story in real life. I think it was like in Ohio or something. I don't know. I should have read this first. But what happened was that, like, seriously, back in the day when cars were just starting to get, you know, put into production and put out there and stuff, 2 people in the state of Ohio owned cars. And as big as that state is, and as wide open as they're as loud as those things are, and everything like that, you know, those 2 cars, the odds against this happening are phenomenal. Those 2 cars actually crashed on, like, you know, a crossroads somewhere. Man, you know, the only 2 cars in Ohio. Those guys supposedly lived far apart. And what happens is that's what happened to Starman. He's flying through space. The Scarlet Skier is flying through space. And bam. I think it was Peter David that did this. No, Keith Giffen and Peter David, excuse me. And I was like, wow, what are the odds of that? So you guys that have, like, you know, watched this channel, and, you know, we've kind of got to know each other a little bit. And even for you new guys, you can go back and check out my channels, you know, probably going all the way back to the beginning and stuff. But there's been one thing I've always loved, and one thing I've always hated. And we've got the great Ohio car wreck all over again, to where I'm, like, actually getting paranoid and thinking DC's out to get me and piss me off and making this personal. I was at a flea market yesterday, and I finally switched from a flip phone to an Android, and I don't tweet much, but, you know, I got to, it'll alert me when there's something on Twitter where I'm, you know, somebody mentions my name, you know. And I started seeing this conversation that was coming through, you know, and the sun's bright, and I can't see shit on this, so it takes me a little while to get to where there's some shade and see this. And I see that, you know, I see Prince Tufton's name is mentioned. Okay, Prince Tufton is a character in Commandy. And then I see something like they're just doing it to make Howlermouse mad. And, you know, I can tell there's something there. So finally I get on here, and it's supposed to be 3G, and it's just, I'm in the boonies, but it takes forever for this picture to load. And it's a fucking comic book cover of Booster Gold standing there with Prince Tufton behind him. They have taken Booster Gold, the video that I finally shot on why I hate Booster Gold, because it was asked of me for quite a while, why do I hate Booster Gold? You know, I've always kind of tried to stay positive, and that video is still creating waves with the new people who find it and stuff. And Commandy, one of the first things that happened here with Commandy. I've always loved Commandy. Going way back, that's how I connected with some guys on here was Commandy. And talking about Commandy with some other, on this channel and some podcasts and stuff, reminded people they love Commandy. And it made people go out and find Commandy. And all of a sudden everybody was showing their Commandy's #1, and they were sending Commandy's to friends and stuff like that. It was like the Big Lebowski's rug. It brought the room together there for a while. Just great things with Commandy. Me and Commandy go way back, even to like my first message board when I first got the internet. Even the Commandy was out there. And there used to be this commercial in the 80s, or I don't know, 80s or 90s and stuff, and it was all funny. People would be like, "You got your chocolate in my peanut butter." "No, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate." "Well, DC, you just shit in my fucking peanut butter." I ain't eating that Reese cup. Oh, God, that's nasty. So I'm sitting here, and when I first heard, this news, I was kind of in shock. I went numb. I made a little comment on, Twitter, and it was the first time I felt like some people might have been sitting on the edge waiting to hear what Howlermouse had to say about it. And I think I kind of wimped out on it. It was bullshit, right? So I was like numb to it. And I was starting to slowly get upset, and I had dinner with friends, and this was really leaking into my real life. It's crazy, crazy. So I go back to the flea market today, and it's on my mind, and I come home, and this is what it's drove me to. You drove me to do an act of Gimpy, as we say. Heads up there, Gimpy. What the hell, DC? What the hell? Why did you do this? This was unnecessary. You had Booster Gold fuck around killing Jokey, and he's just popped up. He won't die. He shouldn't even be around. I did a whole rant video, and I love Commandy. There's even a music video I made of Commandy, Weird Al Yankovic style. You can go back and watch it. I had one of my friends, who she was nice enough to sing, this. I took Cheap Trick's Surrender and rearranged the words to where it was, about Commandy, What are the fucking odds of this happening? And I am slowly still flipping out. I've gone from, it's like death. I'm doing the seven stages of grief. I was just kind of like in shock, and then I was like, this is not happening. I was in denial, and now I'm in the anger stage, and that means I want to be sad pretty soon. They've affected me pretty bad. One of these is not going to do. This is not going to do. I mean, what? How can you take a book that is actually one of like Jack Kirby's successes at DC, survived after him, keeps getting researched and rediscovered and everything like that, and you stick Booster Gold in it, a joke, this is a great disaster book, Oh my God. Post-apocalyptic world, and you stick Booster Gold in it for that freaking joke, comedy relief, Oh my God. So yeah, I'm upset. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna drink. I had a haul video I was going to do. I just can't do it. I gotta get over this. I gotta think about this. I can't force it. I've gotta let it happen. So I'm not buying that damn book. Ugh.